What's up everybody, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be hopping on the Bangle Nails trend. These nails have been trending all over social media, so I wanted to do my version of them. I did like a chains and like bangles type of vibe because I actually wear my nails, so doing bangles on every single nail on both hands, I probably would like go into insanity. But I really love the way they turned out, and I'm also going to be collaborating with Lotus Bliss in today's video and sharing some of these beaded bracelets, which have also been like a new trend as well. So let's go ahead and get into the unboxing. First of all, I love these jewelry boxes with this silk floral pattern. They're very well made. Like, I don't even want to get rid of the jewelry boxes. They're so pretty. So if you guys have never heard of Lotus Bliss, they are like a newer company. They make beaded jewelry with real crystal beads, and all of their jewelry has like a symbolism to them. If you guys are like into spirituality and stuff like that, I've been getting into it more and more lately. So this first bracelet is an amethyst and clear quartz triple wrap bracelet. It has a little key and heart lock charm hanging from it. So amethyst actually calms emotions, enhances tuition, and attracts healthy romantic relationships. It also helps to stabilize emotions, and clear quartz is considered the master healer stone to purify negative energy. This next one is all clear quartz and has a little flower pendant with a freshwater pearl hanging off of it. And like I mentioned, clear quartz purifies negative energy. It also enhances clarity of the mind and amplifies the power of other crystals. It's used like in meditation and stuff for focus and spiritual alignment. And we are trying to cleanse out all these negative energy because nobody wants negative energies around them. This one is a double wrap bracelet. The other one was a triple wrap, and you could actually unwrap these and wear them as a necklace if you wanted to. If you have like a small enough neck, like a choker necklace, that would be really cute. This next bracelet is a green phantom quartz and citrine bracelet. This one is a good one for growth and clarity. And also it has like a little mythological like creature charm. In Chinese culture, it represents traditional beliefs, and it's like a cultural thing. This one is super pretty. I love the like colors of the stones. I feel like this one complements my skin tone very well. I'm also going to show you guys how you can stack them and stuff like that. Okay, and this one is a rose quartz and clear quartz bracelet. Rose quartz is known as the stone of love. It helps promote self-love and compassion for others. It enhances empathy and tolerance. This stone can also help soothe emotions, relieve anxiety and stress, and bring inner peace and happiness. And clear quartz works along with that stone as an energy amplifier and purifier. And I love like the little charms in between the beads as well. And this last one is my favorite. This is a natural turquoise and blue jade bracelet. It also has S925 sterling silver accents. I really love the little turquoise beads. They're so pretty. I've always wanted a turquoise bracelet, and the jade in the center is beautiful. These two stones together promote harmony, wisdom, prosperity, and protection. So you get all of the above with this one. That's why I love it so much. You also get some velvet jewelry bags. Here's a smaller one, and then the bigger one on the left, as you can see, holds all of the jewelry boxes. It also has a drawstring so you can tie it tighter, so it's super cute. You can put all of your jewelry in there. So if you want to use the smaller one, you can take the bracelets out of the boxes and just put them in there. If you want to keep them in the boxes, because the boxes are so pretty, I don't even want to throw them away, you can place them in the bigger bag, and it says beauty of life on the bag. And here's a clip of me with my bracelets stacked. I just like stacked them with some of my other bracelets so you guys can kind of like see the vibe of how you can stack your bracelets and stuff. So if you guys are interested in any of these bracelets, I will leave the links in the description box. Definitely check them out. Anyways, moving on to the tutorial, I'm going to start by prepping my nails by applying 1 coat of Mia Secret Dehydrator and 2 coats of Young Nails Protein Bond. I cut down my 2XL square nail tips off camera to a reasonable length. I don't like my nails ridiculously long, but I also don't like them too short. This is like the perfect long length for me, especially because we're doing bangle nails. So you want them to be kind of long so you can add more bangles. You can also do it on shorter nails if you want, but if you want to add like more bangles, you need more room. And after I'm done applying my primer, I'm going to go ahead and apply a base gel over all of my nail beds. This will prep my nails for the polygel and give the polygel something to grip onto so that I don't get lifting or anything. You want to make sure you're properly prepping your nails for polygel. And I'm going to cure the base gel for 60 seconds. Now that the base gel is cured, I'm going to start building up my nails with this nude polygel shade from a cart. It's called French Press. This is kind of going to be like the nail bed shade for the nail art that I'm going to be doing later on. So I'm just using this as a base color. I'm applying the polygel onto the nails. I kind of just eyeball how much I need, and then I start patting it around the cuticle area thin and onto the nail bed to build my apex. And then I pat the polygel sidewall to sidewall down the nail. I make sure to smooth out any bumps or dips in the nail before I actually cure it in my lamp. These two nails were a little bit thin towards the tip. I guess I didn't add enough polygel, so I will be going in with just a little bit more to make sure that they have enough polygel. These are a little bit longer, so I need more product. I kind of like misjudged because I haven't really done my nails this long in a while. But this is the way that I always apply my polygel when I do my nails, and I always get like the perfect structure for my nails. That's why I say apply it thin around the cuticle area, so when you actually go to file your nails, you really don't have like a lot of filing to do. The nails are pretty much like already shaped. You're basically just kind of like going over them really quick to like even everything out. You can also pat the sides and the tip of the nail while you're working so that you can keep the shape as well, so that the nails don't get really that wide while you're working. And I use isopropyl alcohol as a slip solution. If your polygel is too firm, you can also use a little bit of base gel. And also always make sure you clean around the cuticle area before you actually cure in your lamp to avoid getting any polygel stuck to your skin.
Ringy.
As you can see, I'm adding another bead to these two nails to make them a little bit thicker. So I'm just gonna go like right over everything really quick, just to make a little bit more of an apex and some more thickness towards the free edge, because they were pretty thin.
Ringy.
And I'm gonna go ahead and just build up these last two nails with the Polygel. I actually added enough to these two nails so I didn't have to go in with any more. When you're doing longer nails, just make sure you add extra.
Winnie.
Alright, now that the base is done on the nails, I went ahead and cleansed them with isopropyl alcohol off camera to get that tacky layer off of the nails. You want to make sure you do that first before you start filing, otherwise you're going to get like that residue all on your drill bit. I'm just going to use a 180 sanding band and my Savalan nail drill on 15,000 RPMs to debulk my nails. And like I mentioned earlier, the way I apply the Polygel is so that I don't have like a lot of filing to do. So I'm basically just evening everything out with my drill. So I always start around the cuticle area, file around the cuticle area a few times to seal around the cuticle area, make everything look nice and seamless. And then I basically just file side to side all the way down the nail to even everything out. I also file along the side walls and underneath the nail, and I do kind of pre-shape the nails with my drill to kind of bring the shape back. This way I could kind of see how the shape looks before I go in with my hand file. The overall structure of your nails should always have an apex where your nail gets most of its strength from, thickness at the free edge, but it like gets gradually thinner towards the free edge from the apex point. And then when you look down the barrel of your nails, the sidewall should always be the thinnest part of your nails. And I do kind of file right under the tip of the nail to give it like a slight little C curve. I just think it looks more flattering.
Winnie. Rainy.
For the shape of the nails, I'm going to be doing a long square shape. So I'm going to use my 180 grit hand file to shape them up. As you could see, I'm holding my file straight on the side of my nails and filing straight up and down and making sure to alternate sides. You want to do that so you're not filing one side in too much, because then your nail shape will be uneven. So that's how you get a square shape. And you basically just file along the sides until you're satisfied with like the overall shape and width of your nails, and then you file the free edge. And to file the very free edge, I hold my file at an angle and then file straight across, so you get a like nice straight free edge. You can also file up and down, and you can also file over the surface of your nails to further perfect the shape. If you see like one side is higher than the other that you didn't like get with your drill. But I always like to go in with my hand file as the last step, because I feel like it makes the shape last longer. I don't like to file first and then go in with my drill, because I feel like when you file first and then you go in with the drill, it kind of like messes up the shape. This way is better in my opinion. And then when I'm done shaping up the nails, I buff over the surface of all of my nails to get out all of the scratches. And then I also buff underneath the nails. This will smooth out any rough edges.
Rainy.
Okay, so now that the nails are all shaped up, I'm going to use Madam Glam Bold White to paint all the tips of the nails. So for these two nails, I'm making sure to apply enough of the white where it doesn't look streaky. On the other two nails, I'm going to be applying the white thin, because I'm just using it as a base for the stripes that I'm going to be painting on the nails. The base on these first two nails is just going to stay white, so you want to make sure that they're pigmented. I find that it was like easier to add a base before I did the stripes, so I could use that as like a guide of where I'm going to place the stripes. So I'm just painting the tips by kind of painting a line straight across where the tip of the natural nail meet, and then just filling in the tip with the polish brush out of the bottle.
Rainy.
Now that those two nails are done, like I said, I'm only applying a thin layer to these two nails, so I'm wiping the brush off a lot before I take it out of the bottle, and just applying a thin layer of white on these two, because I didn't want to bulk up the nails too much by adding too much polish. And I'm also kind of like wiping the sides to help keep the shape of the nails to avoid them from getting too wide. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and use my detail brush to go ahead and paint the stripes on the nails. At first I was gonna paint the stripes and cure, but I noticed the colors were starting to kind of like run into each other, so I decided it was best to paint each color and cure, which I cut those parts out so you guys didn't have to watch every cure process. So in this order I'm gonna list the colors like from the top down. So I have this green shade from Madam Glam called Springtime, and then this purple shade from Madam Glam called Pop the Champagne. After that I'm going to be mixing two colors together to get like a lighter grayish purple. So I mix Madam Glam Bold White and Lilac Bloom together to create like a lighter grayish purple color. Then after that I'm using this darker green from Nail Reserve LA called Highs and Lows. That one is more of like a thinner consistency, so I had to go over it a couple times to even out the color. But the rest of them are pretty much cream gels. And then I'm using Madam Glam Pink Elegance. After that it's like a peachy shade. I'm also adding a brown in there to give it more of a fall vibe after the peachy shade. It's this shade called Tarot Card from Nail Reserve LA. After that I'm using a yellow shade from Nail Reserve LA called Welcome Home. Then I'm using this red shade from Madam Glam called Sunset in Florida, and a royal blue shade from Madam Glam called Ready.Set.Ski. I'll have all the colors listed in the description box below as well with my discount codes if you guys are interested in any of them.
Bling.
Next, I'm going to start cutting the chains to make the necklaces on these two nails. So you basically want to take your chain and kind of like measure it across your nail and then cut it with some scissors and go ahead and then use some rhinestone gel to apply them. These are like a little bit tricky to put on. It looks easy, but like to get them to stay the way you want it, it's a little bit of a pain, but it's definitely worth it in the end result because it looks really cute. So I'm doing like a layered chain type of look on this nail. I have like a little curb type chain, a Figueroa chain, and then like a beaded one that I'm going to be using. This one's going to be like a 4-layered look. So the first chain, I'm applying it like in the shape of a smile line at the top, and then the rest I'm just going to like apply it however on the nail. The reason why this is a little bit hard is because some of the links like flip, and then you have to keep like messing with them to make sure it's straight, otherwise it's going to look all kind of messed up. And if you do have a little bit of extra chain, you can just trim it off after you're done curing. I did like add a little bit of extra length on some of them, so I had enough to work with, and then I just kind of like trimmed it off later on. I will be adding another one after I cure this nail. As you can see, I'm just trimming off the excess chain and just using some rhinestone gel to secure down those edges because they didn't stick good enough. You want to make sure you add enough gel so they stay on really good. And now I'm gonna go ahead and use some rhinestone gel to add some charms by the chains to make it look like there's a pendant hanging from them.
Ringing.
On this nail, I'm going to use the beaded chain and the curb chain because the Figueroa chain is like a pain in the butt to add to your nails because of the way the links go. So on this one, I'm just going to use the beaded one, the curved one, and then a beaded one, like do like a layered type of look and then add the pendants. To finish up these two nails, I'm going to top coat them just so that they don't get messed up before I go to do the bangles. You want to make sure you top coat the chains and the charms as well. This will provide a seal over them so that they don't tarnish when you wash your hands. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and start doing the bangles. I was kind of just thinking of things as I go along. This first one is gonna be like a tortoise bangle. I wanted it to be like a thicker bangle, so I'm using this 3D non-stick gel. I roll it between my fingers and place it on the nail. I use my silicone tool to shape it and remove any excess off of the sides with my cuticle pusher. But yeah, these are all going to be hand sculpted. That's why this video is so long, so you definitely want to grab like a snack or something because we're going to be here for a while. But like the end result is worth it. I don't think I could do it on every single nail on both hands because it's a lot of work. Like even with the chains and the bangles, it took probably just as long, and I thought like it was gonna be like less time in my head, but it was definitely a process. But the end result is really pretty. But every single nail on all 10 hands is a lot of work. So I'm going to be using this like orangey shade from Born Pretty. It's a jelly color as the base on the nails, and I know it's a little bit orange. I will be layering other colors over it to really get the tortoiseshell look, but this is going to be the base color, and then I'm going over that after I cure it with this blooming gel from Born Pretty. And I'm taking a dotting tool with some of Madam Glam Perfect Black gel polish to make like the little tortoiseshell effect, and then I'm going to cure that. After I cure that, I'm going to take my detail brush and paint over that with some of this brown jelly gel polish from Born Pretty to get more of like that brownish like amber type of look for the tortoiseshell. I love the way this came out. This next bangle is going to be my Van Cleef bangle, so I'm going to be using this little white and gold clover charm. I'm going to cure that, and then I'm going to add some more rhinestone gel to the sides and add caviar beads. Next, I'm going to take this chunky chain and apply this onto my nail with some rhinestone gel. This is going to be like a little chunky chain bangle. For the next bangle, I'm going to take some more of that non-stick gel and I'm going to roll it between my fingers. I'm making a thinner like bangle with this one, so I'm just kind of shaping it a little bit better with my silicone tool, and then I'm going to place some red rhinestones and caviar beads into the gel and cure. It's going to be kind of like a little ruby diamond type bracelet with gold accents. I felt like it complemented this set well. You also want to use gloves when you're touching this gel. I'm not really allergic. I don't know if I mentioned that, but it's best to like use gloves technically when you're working with products like this. For the last bangle, I'm going to use some rhinestone gel and make a bangle with these little tiny gold studs.
Blingy.
Now we're moving on to the next nail with the bangles. So for the first bangle on this nail, I'm going to be doing an open bangle. So what you're going to want to do is roll some of that 3D gel between your fingers and place a little bit of it on each side of the nail and just use your silicone tool to shape it up a little bit. And then on the very tip of each bangle, place a rhinestone and cure.
Ringy.
After that's cured, I'm going to go ahead and paint the bangle with some of this gold gel polish, but it was a little bit too yellow for my liking, so I did actually end up going over it with this gold chrome gel paint from Glam instead, to just make it look more like a natural gold, because it was just like too yellow and it looked kind of weird to me. So I went ahead and did that off camera. Next, I'm going to take some more of that 3D gel and make a thinner bangle, and I'm going to place some pearls and pink rhinestones into the gel and cure to make like a pearly beaded type of bangle, kind of like the bracelets that I reviewed in this video.
Ringy.
I'm gonna go ahead and do the turquoise bangle now. Definitely had to add a turquoise bangle. This is one of my favorite ones that I did. So I'm making this a thicker bangle, kind of like I did the first one. And I'm gonna cure that and then paint over it with this bluish gel polish called Fun in a Bottle from Nail Reserve LA. Then I'm going to take my detail brush with some of Madame Glam Perfect Black and just kind of like make little lines across the nail and pat them out with some isopropyl alcohol and kind of keep doing that, and it gives like the turquoise effect. And I'm going to cure that, and then I'm going to go over it again with some more of Madame Glam Perfect Black gel polish and kind of like make a little bit of veining and like keep patting out the lines. I don't know, you just kind of have to watch what I'm doing. And for the last bangle on this nail, I'm going to use some rhinestone gel and apply some colorful rhinestones and some of the small like gold studs like in a pattern. And then I'm going to place this little heart locket charm like on top of it as if it's like a little pendant on the bracelet. To finish up, I'm going to top coat the two bangle nails, and you want to make sure you top coat everything really good, especially all the bangles, so that they don't get messed up or lose their coating. And make sure you top coat in between the bangles as well. And that is it for this set. I hope you guys like this set. I worked hard on it. Let me know what you think of it in the comments. If you could leave me a like before you leave too, I would really appreciate that. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe before you leave. Hit the bell so you get notified when I upload videos. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok if you're not already. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye. Love you guys.